shadow whispers from the wall.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of If It Be Your Will podcast coming to you. I've erased seasons. So there's no more seasons, guys. We're just at numbers now, and we're up around 180, 185, which I like. And summer is so close. I'm reaching down south to Texas, and I have Aaron from Knife in the Water, who just put out this really excellent new record. And I want to get the name right because it is a bit of a tongue twister. And this is kind of we'll talk about this, but plays more than one and others. And this is a play off of their previous record from August of 2016, Play One Sound and Others. Both really great, and we'll kind of look at the differences and who Knife in the Water is and get some exposure for this amazing ensemble. So, Aaron, you're the main singer, composer, and always have been of Knife in the Water.
Yes. Yes. Kind of by default. We didn't intend to start as a band. Our first show was kind of a group of bands, kind of like a festival out in the woods that we put together. And we wanted to play this group of friends, and we didn't have a name, so we just took it from the Polanski film. But we stuck with it. We kept going, strangely.
Yeah. And what were those early, how did that all start? What was your draw to music more than just being a listener, but actually wanting to be up there in front of people and performing and crafting your own songs and releasing albums and kind of becoming a little bit of a cult band in a way? Because I remember back in the day, I mean, you guys have been putting stuff out for, can I say, almost 2 decades plus.
I think it's about 30 years.
There we go. What brought you into it? Do you have any salient moments or yeah, that's when it really clicked, where this music journey I'm on would just be there in my life from here to eternity?
Yeah, it's kind of a series of moments, really. That being one, meeting the people that were initially in the group. It was a very eccentric group of people, and people that I adore, but it was a unique way of working. We'd all been in bands before in Austin. And just the way Austin worked back then was, I didn't know anything else. So I didn't know it was special, but it was the bands that inspired me that kind of changed my world. I mean, Texas in itself it's a music state. I mean, you can't get away from it. It's deeply ingrained in many different cultures that just speak through music. But for me, it was being a teenager, and there were the Dicks and the Big Boys, these really profound bands that were they were done by the time I was going to see shows. But the Butthole Surfers were still around, and that band changed my life. I mean, a lot of people say that, but it was something very close to spiritual experience. It was very scary to see that band, and there was no precedent to it. And you kind of got the idea that things like the blues or country music could be shot into space and could be anything that you wanted them to be. There were these open forms, and there was a spectacle element to it that really hooked me as a teenager. And the guys in the band were really smart, yet they didn't want you to know that. They had an art education, and so it was this strange experience. And there were a lot of bands in Austin that kind of fed off of that creative energy that was going on around the time the Minutemen were done. So as a teenager, that was really liberating and inspiring to me, to see people who weren't working in the standard folk blues world of Austin, that was a big deal. Like the Austin city limits world. That was not our world at all. So yeah, so we put this band together. It's just what the moments kind of feeling liberated by these punk bands. They really, I felt part of something.
Right.
And
Identified too, Aaron, with them on stage as like, did you see yourself or start to see yourself that you could do something like that? Was
oh yeah,
that powerful of a
for sure. And these so many bands like Nice Strong Arm and Poison 13 that were our hometown bands that we saw pretty often. Daniel Johnston, Scratch Acid. It was a very, I felt like, well, there was also the social element. Like there was a bouncing among us of ideas and things. And so you kind of were pushed to create an identity in this world. And the identity that just kind of naturally happened for us was a little bit of a counter identity to some of the confrontational punk stuff. A little more brooding, you know. I mean, there's kind of a natural thing that we, just a group of people at the beginning gravitated towards. We loved country western music, but we also loved Joy Division, probably one of the most anchoring bands overseas that we really loved. And we saw something there that this incredibly urban Manchester band was long gone. It had threads that you could take back to country western music or the blues. And those things, it just kind of just happened with us.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think you coined this, or it's kind of between Dolly Parton and Stereolab. Like there's this vast area. So how was it that you guys finally fell onto the sound that would become Knife in the Water? Like did you have it in your head kind of like the orientation you wanted to be, the style, the genre, or the fusion of? Or was that a gradual learning of through just playing with each other and throwing ideas off of one another? Was it quite planned, or did it kind of like happen organically?
It was both. So on my part, I would say planned.
Yeah.
And as far as the other players in the band, they had their own plans. And early on in the band, we spent much more time arranging and trying things, and a lot of things didn't survive. But I definitely liked Galaxy 500 and some of those kind of moody Northeastern bands. And we had Bedhead here, of course. They were still pretty new. But the other guys, Bill and Laura being the more guiding cooperators in the band, they both had a different music education than I did. They were very sophisticated musically. Like Bill played country western, like, fluently, and played pedal steel, which is a really strange instrument. It's complicated. And Laura studied gamelan in Indonesia, and she really loved like Bulgarian choir music, which is harmonically unusual. And so these two people playing other instruments and creating harmonic response to what I wrote and brought in, there was a little bit of friction, sonic friction there that was really inspiring to all of us. So we're like, this is something new. And we really liked some of the tribal sounds of the rhythm section. So some of these things, they just crashed against each other accidentally because of force of personality.
Yeah. Interesting. And what would you bring to the band, Aaron? Like, how complete of a song would it be before you'd bring it? Or was it just fragments of ideas? Like, how was your approach to your songwriting process? I guess I'm getting at.
Very different all of the time. So early on, I had some finished songs, what I would call finished, and I would take them in And we didn't do much to some of them, but some of them, we would really put them through the ringer and work on them for weeks. And it's hard for me to remember exactly what from the early days, but yeah, we cooperated on arrangements a lot. So they really formed what you hear on that first record, especially.
Right. And over the time that you guys have existed, how has your sound evolved in your opinion? Like, how has it changed or morphed or stayed pretty consistent? Like, what's your take on the evolution of the sound of Knife in the Water?
I think different people coming through the band change it a little bit, and the availability of our time to adapt a song or, fuck it up however a group of people want to do that. That's not around as much anymore. But early on when we were in our 20s, it was kind of like we didn't have anything else to do. So we would go to this chemistry lab and just work on it. But how did it change? I mean, just what we hear, how much more focused we want it to be. I mean, as far as what I get out of it, I mean, there's a bit more maturity's not what I want to say, a bit more focus in how I want to approach it. A song has to kind of teach me something that I write. It's almost a therapeutic process. It's something that I have to see. I mean, I could just work in cliches if I felt like it, but I can't continue with that. It has to have something like a ghost element that I don't see right away. I may never see it, but
interesting. I love that description. And in between the spaces that you haven't been releasing, did you carry on writing? Like, has music always been something that you'll go to consistently, or was there times where music kind of faded into the background? Because, like, if you look at your kind of discography, there is some gaps in there of time. What were those times? Were those times kind of like just overwhelmed with personal life and you had to back away, or was music always a part of what you were doing throughout your life, Aaron?
It's always been part of it. Like I've never stopped writing songs. It's something I don't think I'll be able to stop. But yeah, the overwhelming nature of life. Yeah, personal life. Also, it's a lot of work to put records out, and and there's not an infrastructure for us anyway. We've always just done it ourselves with occasional help, but we've always paid for our records ourselves, So, and it just doesn't make it easy to keep them coming out reliably.
Has that changed over time? Like, I'm looking back to your earliest release, and I'm probably off because Bandcamp doesn't carry everything, but I know you have other releases. But 2002, you put out Cross Pros Bells, right? Like, which was kind of an EP-ish. Mm-hmm. There was stuff before that, though, right?
Yeah, our first record came out in 98. We started in 97, so Plays One Sound and Others came out first as a cassette and then as a CD. And then it was like another year we put out Red River.
Right.
And that was our first one on a label.
Right. And that was, that was a canon record, I say, in kind of that slowcore, alt country, mystical, like, it was such a sound that people hadn't heard before, I found, anyway, when I listened to it way back in the day. But has kind of coming back, like, has the recording process and starting a record and putting it out changed over these? Like, you have one that came out just this year. Was the process drastically different than what you were doing back in, early 2000s?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The way we started, it was all tape,
Right.
So we would just rehearse and then go in and cut it live and then maybe sing a vocal on top of that. And everything changed in the technology. So your brain wants to do more, but we try to keep it pretty simple still. But yeah, everything's changed a lot. I mean, I wish it was still easy to do tape. I wish it was affordable, but and I wish the other thing, our lives change. We don't all live in the same place. So to get together to do stuff, it's much easier to record it in pieces and kind of arrange it in a modern way. It's not my favorite way to do it, but it does work. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, it seems to be coming back though, that idea of, I saw Kevin Morby the other day, well, a show of Kevin Morby, and I listened to how they put that record together, A Little Wide Open. And I mean, it was just different, where it was one room studio and everybody played together, right? Like, it seems like that kind of authenticity wants to find its way back in there. And you can get a sense of that feeling again. Because when I listened to the record, I felt like I was back in my 20s, like listening to records again, or tapes, I should say. That evolution is I find that is missing a little bit too, of just being together again. We do everything through screens all the time, and oh, how great technology is, but technology also sucks a bit of that life out of it. How did you approach this latest record that you put out? Like, how did this come to be? Like, is this a combination of songs that you had stored away, or you wanted to remix? Can you kind of paint the picture of this latest record? And I'll get the name here. I don't want to make a mistake with it because it messes with my brain anyway. Plays More Than One and Others.
yes.
Tell us a little bit about how this came to be, and I mean, you guys hadn't you put a single out in 2020, but your last record was Reproduction in 2017.
Yeah.
How did all this in 2026, or I guess it must have started earlier than that? How did this record find its legs?
The songs are all fairly new, but we've been playing some of them live for a while. We don't do a lot of shows, but we try to always do new stuff. And some of them were things I kind of finished as we were recording, that the band it would be the first time they'd hear it when it's recorded. So, I mean, we just felt like we needed to put out a record with the band as it is now. We haven't really done that in a while. Reproduction, the band that is partially the same guys, but there were other people in it too. But then Kramer reached out, and that was a catalyst to finish it. He wanted to work with us, and so we're big fans of everything he's done. And he came down and just finished it with us. It was great.
And what was that experience like working with Kramer? Because, I mean, again, an icon in the recording industry, like such a style and such a aesthetic he brings. What was that like for you guys?
Oh, it was great. He's funny as hell. He's got a lot of quips, and he's got a lot of tricks with reverb, obviously, but it was a great experience. I mean, I told him it sounded like, after I got the master back from him, that it sounded like an Elektra record, a master from like 1968 or something. And he was like, that's exactly what I was going for.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And what did you learn from him, like recording wise? Like, what doors did he open for you in thinking about next songs or next recordings? Like, did you have some light bulb moments while you were working with Kramer?
Oh yeah, there were things like listening to him mix drums that kind of mirrored back what is kind of important in our music. I kind of made an idea of what I want for the next record, just listening to him mix drums. It was really cool. Like, I think what he likes in music is a lot of what I respond to in music. Very kind of sustained notes and kind of a relaxed unfolding of things and an honesty. Like, I think he'd rather have a flat vocal that is honest than something correct that lands in all the right places. And I agree with that all the way.
Yeah, I love that. That's like, yeah, totally. So I guess, Aaron, again, thanks so much for this. Like, I could just talk with you for more and more and more hours, but I want to respect our time. So the record came out April 17th. What's it been like for you? Like, how is it putting something back out there in the ether of the world with your music? How is that? How has it been received, in your opinion?
It surprised me a lot. I wasn't really aware what our music means to people. So to have that kind of mirrored back to us it feels great. I mean, people sending emails and stuff is like, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect younger Gen Z people to get it. I thought it might be some nostalgic thing, but no, they get it and they love it. It's it's great. And we were already moving forward on the next record before it came out. So we've got a lot going. I mean, I'd like stuff to come out a lot faster than we're able to put it out, but yeah, we're not stopping for any reason.
That's wicked. That's wicked. And did you do any shows with this record? Like, did you guys have a kind of an album launch, or have you done any shows since the release of the record?
We did one show for a friend's birthday and a fan's birthday. That was really great. And then we're opening for a band that was really meaningful for me as a teenager in Austin, Nice Strong Arm. So that's coming up at the end of August. And we're doing an in-store, but we haven't traditionally done much when a record comes out. I'd like to, but yeah, we're not in the Austin music world as much. I mean, it's all new people now.
Yeah. Yeah. And you alluded to new music in the brewing process, I guess, fermentation process, if we want to carry that analogy. What can diehard cult fans like myself look forward to that you can tell us about down the road?
Well, hopefully we'll have something done before fall that might just come out on Bandcamp, like an EP. And I mean, I've got 40 songs that I would call finished mostly, but to record those with the guys that's the next step. We've started recording some stuff. So.
Yay. Well, I wish you all the best. Excellent record. People check it out on Bandcamp. Most of the discography is there as well. So if you want to be reintroduced or you want to discover some new amazing sounding music, well, you know where to go. You're welcome. And I just wish you all the best in the music that is yet to come. I'm definitely going to be spending more time with this record. It is that profound to me to hear, to almost connect back to my younger self a little bit in this cosmic weird way. But I really appreciate that you put that out, and I so look forward to any new material. And I'd love to have you back on here. I just feel like I have a million other things I want to talk to you about. Maybe when the next thing drops, we can have another little chat.
That sounds great. I'd love to do that.
Cool. Thanks so much.